as always, we're getting a lot of followers in these days. So, to everyone who has followed over the last few days, working way backwards, just a few minutes ago, Skullduggery9, Papo Addict, Adidagro, Dilipel, Spirecacko Per, excellent name, Blizzard Wizard 96, Crusader King, Amorcal, J.E. Sawyer, Official J Code, T Does, Kelly Shanty, everyone who followed since the last stream, we appreciate you. Hopefully we'll see some of you in chat today, because the game deserves it, right? The game deserves the attention, and the game deserves having people being enthusiastic about it. I know. The absolute Mad Lads just putting an entire bibliography in their credits. It makes me so happy. We will be referring to the official reading list that they publicized, though, because I think it is going to be relevant. So, do you have those channel points ready? Because we got some juicy stuff coming up here. But what do you say we get into it? More Pentiment. More Pentiment. I'm so ready. Like, how am I supposed to not love this? And there's the pause. So hopefully we'll see more people coming in. So, unfortunately, after we stopped streaming yesterday, we were in a cutscene, not a spot where I could actually save. So, a couple things happened. Who's his face? The supervisor of the entire spot. I don't remember who any of these people are. Farrak? I think it's Farrak. Came in, looked at something up here, and then left. And that was about it. That was like 98% of what happened. And what did he look at though? Hello Blues, hello Madrasa, hello Rat. How be things? I'm playing Pentiment. Things are guaranteed good when I am playing Pentiment. That's how this works. Pentiment time. Illuminata, what's up? Andreas, what was that noise? Aw, Blues, I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully this game will be a little bit of a bright spot. Oh, sorry, Sister Illuminata. I knocked a bowl of paint to the floor. Also, yeah, we made a mess. But then, Prior Farring came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. Is that a cloistered nun? Madrasa? It's sort of a cloistered nun. There is a convent attached to the abbey, and the convent runs the library. So only the sisters of the convent are allowed into the library proper. So, there are two people that we've met inside the library. Illuminata here, and the significantly hornier Zdena. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming book shut. Prior Farring should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. I fully agree. Delicate or not, all books should be treated with the utmost care. Many contain precious wisdom that can aid even the unenlightened in growing closer to God. They should be protected and cared for. Oh, look at this medieval logic. It's so good. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Someone pushed the emergency meeting button in Chapter House? True. Chronica Clara? The Clear Chronicle. A history of the universe from creation to 1082, written by the Irish monk Mariana Scotus. Aw. But did we get that option because we picked Bookworm? We sure did. We absolutely did. There are custom dialogues, based on your background, and it is amazing. It's beautiful. No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. Aww. Small warning, the unique background options aren't always the best options. That is an appreciated warning. That being said, they are the funniest options. And we're not trying to play optimally. I'm trying to do things that are historically interesting. Which is amazing. Right? So, I'm gonna always choose the option that I think will cause a response that will tell us something about the time period. And if that is objectively suboptimal, that's fine. If we die horribly, that's on us. I don't care, that just means we'd have to start over and spend more time with this video game. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. Not valid? Is it not valid to want to see the work of the great Irish scribes? Insular styles. Insular illumination styles are adorable, and we do love them. And chat, please spam our insular illumination of Ludopit lurk now. Right, we do, since we can lurk. And that is from an 11th century Irish, well, actually I don't know if it's 11th century. I think that's technically Lindisfarne Gospels. So I guess those are a little bit older, but still it's the same style. Thank you, chat, for suggesting what these might look like. You sound angry. You should not interpret my disappointment as anger. You should also understand where it is directed. It is ultimately my fault, but it's my responsibility to be more vigilant about what books you can take from the library. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait, what's all this fuss about Lawrence Wolfvogel? Why is Prior Fanning so nervous? Lawrence? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the Prior and Father Abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. And he paid enough to help the Abbey when we needed it. You're vibrating at the recognition the Irish monks and their writings got everywhere in the medieval period? You should be. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you'll help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Thank you. It's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for, find them, and return them to me. The first two Earth books are 2 volumes of the Aeneid. A poetic epic telling the legend of Aeneas, a heroic Trojan who struggles to reconcile his personal desires with his destiny to found Rome. It was written in the 1st century BC by the Roman poet Virgil. Yeah, okay. More importantly, in the Middle Ages and early modern period, there is a bunch of retellings of the Aeneid, right? The actual text itself is popular, but not that popular. What you actually get are a bunch of, like, medieval romances that are based on the epic, both about Aeneas and about other figures, who all start saying just that that their local place was founded by Trojans. Scandinavia, Trojans. According to Bede, and Gildas, England, Trojans. France, Trojans. India, Trojans. Actually, India, Alexander the Great. And then Trojans. And then an apostle. It's great. Do we get a mention of Virgil's reputation as a black magician? We might do. Of course, right, by the 16th century, the Aeneid is super popular again. Right, there's a reason why Virgil is Dante's guide through hell in the turn of the 14th century. Right? Like, while there is a dip in popularity, it does remain super popular, and is one of the most important classical texts. So, good on them for recovering it. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Alright. I can see it. Innsbruck inches or Nuremberg inches? What? Nuremberg inches are long. What color are the covers again? Reddish. Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favorites. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. No. Yoink. You think it's based on the Codex Manesse? Let's check on that. We have the power. It is gorgeous. Codex. Yeah, it 100% is. I wholeheartedly agree with you. Like those are extremely similar. Certainly suggests a contemporary period, if not being extremely literally on the same manuscript. It's amazing. I'm loving this. Also, should grab that, because I'll need that later. Sweet. Back into the game. So, you know, we know these two. We know these scenes. Dang cares, every time we take a walk in these woods, something over the dang teenagers making out. Exactly. So, given that this is books 1 and 2 of the Aeneid, right, we're thinking of this is going to be, the story of Dido and of Aeneas. So, we have, on the, Verso side, we have, Venus looking on, while Aeneas and Dido make out, and then on the Recto side we have Mercury guiding Aeneas away from Carthage while Dido commits suicide. Sad times. Sad times. Is this Dido meditator morum convigion vocat hoc praeterit nomine culpam. Dixerat aqua illa media it. I think I don't have my Latin edition of the Aeneid, otherwise I would check if this is actually quoting the thing, or if this is a paraphrase. I don't know. Those volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. Yeah, these are 13. This manuscript style is, I believe, 13th century. We do have the ability to check. Okay, very early 14th. Very early 14th century. How long ago was that? 3 years? The Aeneid is not one of my favorite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover, Dido. Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. Is it really that bad as being a woman? Gender history! Gender history! Beatrice just sassing the hell out of us. Absolutely incredible work. Beatrice being Bastatrice as usual? Exactly. St. Grovian, it's fine. She looks so done. True, she knows her life better than I do. Yes, love the acknowledgement that you're given as an oblate. It was your family's decision. Exactly, right? The abandonment into a monastic order is an abandonment. If you're a child or potentially even an infant, you don't get a choice in the matter. And even as if you're forced into a convent as an adult, you're forced into it. It's not something that by and large had a choice. There are cases where there is choice involved. There are women who chose to go into monastic lives, women who chose to leave monastic lives. But the idea of being forced in is much more common. Yeah, exactly. You could retire peacefully, even if you're a queen. You can retire peacefully into an abbey, and no one can stop you. That being said, I'm very curious as to what this is. Yes! Yes! Chad, I need to grab a book. BRB. This is who I was hoping we were going to see, chat. This is who I was hoping. This is why we picked the specialist dialogue options. Because if we can pull out random book learning, that gives us more citations of more people. Including Christine de Pizan, who was living and working in Paris. Let's see, when? About 100 years before the events of this game, late 14th, early 15th century. She is typically regarded as one of the first people to earn a living, or one of the first women, I should say, in Latin Europe, so the Latin-speaking, i.e. Western Europe, to earn a living as a professional lay poet. She's incredibly prolific. She dunks on the Romance of the Rose, as is deserved. And yeah. Yes. Madre she is standing over Venus, which is, I think emphasizing her dislike for this, right? I think, right, she can look out into the world and see it, but she has forsworn all of this and is overriding, literally overriding, Venus's lasciviousness, we'll say, with Christian chastity. Meanwhile, our itinerant wanderer is standing over Mercury, who's drawing people away from their duty. By the way, the fourth boy, thank you for the follow just now. Super love it. But yes, more about Christine de Pizan. The thing that makes her most famous is the debates on the Romance of the Rose. So, it was written significantly earlier in the 13th century, but around 1400, the Romance of the Rose becomes incredibly popular in Paris, and there's a series of debates among the academics, the intelligentsia of the period about it, and Christine de Pizan is one of the leading figures in this debate, arguing that the Romance of the Rose is bad, and the people who wrote it are sexist douchebags. And she is correct. And the debate on it is one of the things that thrusts her into the limelight, and then she earns royal patronage and earns a living as a professional poet. And she's incredibly cool. One of the most renowned female authors of Western Europe, Christine was a court writer for 3 dukes. She is well known for the Book of the City of Ladies and The Treasure of the City of Ladies, works that defended women and offered advice to women of all backgrounds. An admirable effort, but even if we do exactly as we are told, we are portrayed as vehicles of sin. Hey, chat. This is, the standard line for monastic orders. in the Middle Ages into the early modern period, right, the reason why monastic orders swear to chastity, especially the Benedictines and the Franciscans, and the Augustinians, okay, and a lot of others, but is the idea, right, that women are obviously inherently sinful, and they tempt men by their unending quantities of being horny, and it's totally all women's fault, and this is how the devil enters into people, and renouncing the pleasures of the flesh and desire of women is the best way to prove your devotion to God or whatever. Marie de France is another earlier poet, yes, but we know extremely little about her, and apart from, the Breton lie of Marie de France, like, we know nothing about her. So she's in England in the court of, like, Henry I, and past that, meh. So yes, poor Illuminata. Bis clever. Oh, and now she's Dido. Temptresses and seducers by virtue of our sex, even when men are the aggressors. Even in the abbey we must travel in pairs lest we tempt the brothers, or others. And here in these pages Virgil calls Dido as Aeneas' seducer, though it was the gods that thrust her into his arm. Or casts Dido as Aeneas' seducer. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. I suppose I understand now why you are not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry. For men. Damn! Exactly, Cat. Now, the books, if you please. Thank you. Next, Wretched Guerin. This is a printed copy. Green cover, diamond pattern. An Italian chivalric romance written by Andrea da Barberino in the early 15th century. The titular character rises from impoverished origins to go on heroic adventures and discover his noble parentage. I.e., the plot of, like, every JRPG ever. Originally published as a manuscript, enjoyed greater success as a printed book. Raptorus, you just missed incredibly based Aeneid criticism. I don't have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Brother Adoc was reading it. Oh yeah, by the way, Adoc is from Cornwall. I skipped talking to him, but yeah, he's actually from Cornwall. So, just so we get to that limit. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the IB owns a Oh, this is gorgeous! Oh, look at this print coloration! Look! Oh, look at what they're doing with the brushwork here. This is something I saw in the at an antiquarian book fair I was there. I was at a couple weeks ago. This exact same issue of coloration. Right. I'm not exactly sure what the way of putting on this pigment is, but what they do is they engrave either in a woodcut or in a copperplate engraving the image that's being stamped here. They then stamp that in the black ink, and then they're going in and they're applying color afterwards. So you can see, if you look at the queen's dress, you can see how the ink is overrunning the black lines. This is a direct result of print patterns of applying ink in a European context, right? Obviously, other styles have very different aesthetics, and you end up with this thing that looks almost sloppy. You can see, if you look at, like, the blush in her cheeks, you can see that this is, like, not actually applying along the lines of the black and white actual line work. It's just kind of, like, blobbed on. That creates, yeah, it looks like a very watercolory effect. I don't actually know if it's watercolor, though it would not surprise me if it is. But, right, you can see that it looks almost sloppy in how it gets applied and how it bleeds over all of the line work. You can see it on the horse Andreas is riding as well, where The brown coloration goes over the horse's mane and past the horse's mouth. It's a super, right, it's a super aesthetically pleasing style, although one that's a bit disconcerting. Also, notably, this is a print text, and you'll notice that it's written in Latin in a very, well, Times New Roman style. We don't. It belongs to Amadeo Rusio, or Rusco, of Lugano. Highly... or Lugano. I can totally read black letter. I suck at this. Highly contested Swiss market town located in the southwestern Alps. The Dukes of Como and Milan fought for control over it until it was claimed by the Swiss Confederation in 1530. Yeah, I know it's in Italian. Ma raccostatosi a lui più da vicino. Lo riconobbe perché. Keio? I think it's Keio. I don't remember. Oh no, I'm not good at Italian. I'm extremely bad at Italian. What I do know is that the credits have an Italian hand gesture consultant, and this is a role that every game should have. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. Now, I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant that lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forgot the best part! In the end, Gerrit learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? You have to go get ice cream, see you later. We'll be here for a while, so if you make it back in the next couple hours, we will be here. Oh, this is a Fire Emblem movie. AC, yeah. It's also King Horn, Havelock the Dane, several other Middle English verse romances, like half of the Arthurian corpus. Literally just Fire Emblem Shadows of Valencia, or Gaiden if you're old-fashioned. Benedictine should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. Hail Hydrate. Well, thank you for making me take care of myself. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men. And women. Sometimes, yes, but books like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. Oh, citing your epistles. Oh, that's a... We may be one in Christ, but we are not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Or would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? Book learning. I understand, I hate to learn a book and never get it back. It would be like losing a limb. Well, perhaps a small limb. Or my little finger. Regardless of the size and importance of the body part in question, I understand and appreciate it. It's not my goal to deprive the brothers of their joy, but return Amadeo Rusco's property. The book, please. I was literally thinking about that verse today at the Trans Day of Remembrance service at your church. Well, the game has read your mind. There is only one book left. Then you'll be freed from bondage. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. Which book is this? Is this The Art of Love? On m'a touché par 2 prodolets de pêche au premier étage et la grâce escomptée par la grâce divine. Yeah, isn't this The Arts of Love? Good, please bring it here. What is this, anyway? No, it's in French. The soul that God touched, empty of sin in the first state of grace. What is this? Oh. Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Right, it looks like it given the text. Yeah, I'm hoping they'll confirm this. But, yo. I'm sorry, but I just love books too much. Curiosity can be a dangerous thing, Andreas, especially in a place like this. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burnt. Its author shared the same fate. Ooh. What? Why? Please be a sexy bridal mystic book. True. I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of 1 bishop, much less 3. And before you ask, no. I haven't read it, but I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. So the book is dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? "200 years ago." What? Why? Why is it still here? Because Father Matthias loved books. All books. He didn't want to see it destroyed. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It is their law we must contend with, not your emotions. Fume silently. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision, but when Father Gagnon learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. I do. So do Mother Cecilia, and Gagnon. What? Why not? What are you going to do with it? Read it and become a French heretic. Oh no. I'm not sure. I'll hide it. Keep it safe. Give me that book or our deal is forfeit. I won't tell you anything about Baron Rothvogel. Please be Marguerite Porretta. I appeal to your duty as the librarian of this abbey to not destroy this book. I'll be gone by the time Father Gagnon asks about it, and if you like, you can say I stole it. I doubt he'll make a fuss about me stealing a book he wanted destroyed. I don't like this, Andreas. It feels wrong in my heart. I swear I'll take it far away. It's been out here for years, and besides, how could you have stopped me? I'm trusting you in this, Andreas, against my better judgment. Don't make me regret this. It's a French heretic's life for me. Exactly. We love French heretics' lives. Now. Illuminata. Now then, Baron Rothvogel. Quickly though. I need to finish up here soon. She may only have time to answer one question, so I should choose carefully. Yes, we could be French heretics. You know, it would be on vibe. This is a good time period to be a heretic, because, you know, go be a heretic, and instead of getting a crusade called against you, you'll just become Protestant. And then get a crusade called against you. Wait. Well, at least there's a lot of disagreement, even if it kind of gets lumped into one big war. The medieval approach was simply to keep some copies of dangerous books around under lock and key for the learned to study how to counter heresy. Exactly. Additionally, right, the idea of fully banning books, right, the idea of fully destroying all copies of books is actually quite rare, especially by the 16th century. Right? It's a little bit more common in like the 14th century, where you're just like, yeah, you know, Dulcinians, burn them all up. Not great, but whatever. But by the 16th century, you have basically commissions that are saying, alright, let's comb through this. This passage is wrong. This passage is wrong. This person's been excommunicated. This passage is wrong. This passage is wrong. And they'd be like, okay, you must censor the book in these ways, or destroy your copy. You get to choose, but you must do one of those two things. And so there ends up being like this really cool industry around the shipping of printed, unbound leaves that can be individually censored to get around whatever customs you're trying to get through, and then sent to a binder in the target city. So, right, that's something I'd expect to see, certainly in, like, the 25 years of this game. We start to see that approach of censorship get really fine-tuned. And usually, right, this is saying, oh, this person was fine, but then they convert to Protestantism, therefore they're no longer fine. And when you scratch out this passage, and this passage. And so whenever we find copies of books that have the marks of individual censorship, you can see there's a lot of, like, negotiated agency that, like, what we just did, right? The idea of, oh, we're secreting away a book, right? This is wrong, but we're only going to do, like, some of the stuff you're telling us to. We're going to really negotiate that is right in line with this period, and it's so fun to get to do that persuasion work. Anyway, chat, which of these should we choose? I'm thinking this one, but he also did mention a very suspicious looking book. The last one. Because I feel like Illuminata isn't going to like the scandalous details thing. Well, chat... Chat has suggested every option now. Alright. Why? Are you aiming to get the Baron as a patron someday? Hell yeah. You seem to love all books, Andreas. Baron Rothvogel's tastes are not as broad. He collects books with admirable, artistic qualities on subjects he seems to have a fascination with. You looked up the Mirror of Simple Souls, and sure enough, the first lines of chapter 1 translate, O soul touched of God, dissevered from sin in the first estate of grace, ascend by divine grace into the seventh estate of grace, where the soul hath her full head of perfection by dynamic fruition in peace. Yeah. So, in other words, Mare Poets, Mirror of Simple Souls, is the right one. Also, that makes sense. Magistrate, so the achievement we unlocked was called Simple Soul, for saving the book. So, yes, you are correct. Dr. Ada Palmer uses the example of Book of Animals, whose Catholic owners were asked to cross out learned and excellent by the citations of Protestant scholars. Exactly. Right. Also, you know Ada? Excellent. I can't speak on his taste in art, but I have noticed a tendency in the subjects that attract him. Our Baron has a particular interest in books on magic and other occult— Yeah! Let's go! As does our Prior, though I suspect the Baron's interest may be more experimental than academic. Let's go! There is much to learn from texts on astrology and theurgy, even necromancy, but reading is not practice. Yeah! Ada Palmer rules, by the way, chat. Dr. Ada Palmer is one of... I went to the University of Chicago, And while I never got to take classes with Ada Palmer directly, most of my friends did, and she is exactly as cool as she seems. So, yes. Good link to the faculty page. I'll assume that your interests go no further than what's on the written page. Exactly. Faith can inure anyone against corrupting ideas, but reading such texts is dangerous. Not that it's my place to judge either the prior or the baron, of course. You seem to say that often after judging people. Look, that is perfect monastic scribe. I, too humble of wit in order to say anything judgmental, will proceed to say something extremely judgy. Like, that could be the sass is perfect. Is that a joke or simply an observation? In any case, I understand there's a flaw that I must correct. Well, I must be off to mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. Smile devilishly. What are you smiling about? I am filled with the joy of books. You are a strange man. Yes. Good day, Andreas. God be with you. No! I lost the entire time. That's the bill for sex. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. I should see if Otto is around and still wants to eat with me. Who is Otto? Oh yeah, that's Otto. Perfect. I think he's working by the guest house below the abbey. Perfect. We've got a lot of things to do. Oh yeah, let's take a look at this. I wonder what Prior Ferenc was doing with this book. Ex Libris Universitas Vir Ecclesiensis Theologiae Doctor Georgius de Strigonium. Alright. Croatian? From the University of... Hungarian. Alright. From the Library of the University of Five Churches. The Hungarians call it PEX. That's where Ferenc is from. Doctor of Theology, George of Gran. Propter quorundum librorum, qui sua necessaria est scientia, quae cum sint hostili est vera sapientia, quae est notri. Dominis Iesu Christi, qui est imago Patris et sapientia, perquem feiat cruili quoque ambitu inveniuntur sint ucte suspicari. Exciting. Oh, the Speculum Astronomiae. Albert. Yes! Another incredibly based reference. Yo. The number of texts that we are getting referenced is joyous. Renowned 13th century Dominican theologian, philosopher, astrologer, and bishop of Regensburg. A prolific writer, he was known primarily for his work on Aristotle and his knowledge of natural science. Albertus Magnus wrote so much, and it is all very fun. Sloppy book can't have been produced by an abbey of note. That's true. It's not... They have a scribal error. Yo, hold up. There's a few. On the recto, curam necromantiae nobiles faciunt. You can see the U has actually been... There's an error that got erased and then written over. Same, titles incipit et eoruntem. There's, another spot where they erased something and then wrote over it. I don't think I'm not noticing any actual misspellings, in here. I think it is resorting to the normal, mostly the normalized Latin. The quidam vergelabit, that, wait. Quidam vir, I think that is supposed to be zelabit, or zelabat, which is, I don't think, good Latin, but that's where we are. Also, can I say it really says something wonderful about the game when you see something commented and then before you even finish, the game tends to repeat your comment exactly? Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. What? Wait, what's happening? What? Huh? That's definitely Ferenc's handwriting. But between the lines and in the margins. Is he notating the text for his personal use? In any case, it's a thorough commentary. Yo. What's this? It looks scribbled. Not like Ferenc to be so sloppy. And even blot the ink dry. Libra? Capricorn? Aries? All astrological symbols? What's written below? Maybe I should have learned Greek at some point. I can't make any sense of this. So I'll figure out in due time, but I'll copy this all down to reference later. Yo. I mean, that's pretty hype. Not even gonna lie. Top tier hype house. Alright, so if the prior's at dinner, then the prior's not here. Now if the prior's not here, then we can see... What's this? What is this? A vaudeville? Well, now, other historians I was following had to actually stop to have an emotion over the vaudeville. This is not something I am as familiar with, so I will accept the limits of my knowledge. And we shall accept our limitations, and instead go to the Getty Museum to instruct us about what the heck is going on. The Astronomical Vaudeville, from a late 14th century English manuscript. So, layered circles of parchment are held together by a tie, which allows us to rotate pointers to calculate the position of the sun and moon in different points throughout the year. So it's a cousin of the astrolabe, which is amazing. Oh, that's amazing. Aw, it's beautiful. Look at this. Phenomenal. Big fan. Alright. I've seen these before in astronomy and medical tracks. What's this one for? Notably, this is not attached to anything, which makes it weird. 2 wheels. Top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out underneath to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. Yeah. Fire, water, air, and earth. Oh no, we have to choose. The lines connect the whole 4 constellations. Cassiopeia, the Great Wagon, Libra, Aries. The Great Wagon being the Big Dipper. Are they really committed to the setting of this? I know, right, Shmizi? This is, firstly, welcome, and secondly, this is just catnip to me, right? This is my perfect game, because they understand what, like, the disputations and styles and everything are, and it's great. Wow, quadrant of the upper disk aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disk, and that reveals a different set of letters underneath. this must relate to the Greek letters I found in Faring's book. I need to compare them. But these symbols aren't the same. By the way, OSB... I think that's Eta, isn't it? Right, it's Omega, Sigma, Beta. X is... Oh, sorry, X is key? X is key. Gamma, Omega... And I don't remember. I got there. Chat, I remembered my Greek eventually. My Greek is minimal. But, notably, this is not a simple cipher where this is a key, because the Omega appears in two different spots with two different things. You know that because fucking Kingdom Hearts. Oof. The elements don't appear in the cipher, and the astrological symbols aren't on the Vowel. Wait, of course, every astrological sign corresponds to one of the four elements. Libra and Gemini are air, Scorpio water, and so on. That's it! When the cipher indicates an astrological sign, I just need to correspond to the appropriate element on the wheel. Simple. Oh. Heck. Okay. So, Omega there says that that's air, which means I need to wheel this there. Oh god, we're just doing this. So, Sigma is our next letter, so we're there. That is Earth. Oh, did I do this backwards? I totally did this backwards. There we go. We should correspond that correctly. There. This is gonna be fire. Beautiful. This is going to be water. Beautiful. This is going to be fire again. This is going to be air. Next up is going to be earth. This is going to be earth again. And then last up we have water. Gerhard. As in the late brother Gerhard? Yes. It can't be a coincidence. Freaking brother Gerhard died sometime last year. How does this connect to him? Harry Hadia. Where does the G go? God, I'm sure A-Doc would know. Maybe it's not an anagram. Huh. Let me think. Why would it be an abbreviation? That's a lot of letters for an abbreviation. A cipher inside of a cipher? Perhaps. Don't know. Let me think. Why his name? Why Gerhard? Dutch? No. Not Flemish or French. Wait, maybe it's an abbreviation and a name. Gerhard is the name. What's H-I? Hout Ignota? No. Think Eli Lacrimae? Oh my god, it's so much simpler. Hic Yakat. Here lies Gerhard. And what's the significance? But I suppose you find where Gerhard is buried. The Abbey Cemetery seems like a good place to start. And if he's not there... Ha! The achievement is called Like a Record, baby. Ah. That's so... excellent. Look, there is no better combination than 80s music and medievalism. It is a known fact. Well, we could just press on to the cemetery. There's so many places I want to visit. Oh, there's so many places we need to get to. Like, there's so many people and so many... Ooh. Well, hello. Well, look, We stand a Knight's Tale in this house. This dude, you are objectively correct. This stream is a Knight's Tale appreciation zone. We accept no disputation about this. A monument to the founder of the Abbey. It's fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. Oh, it's amazing. And is this Gerhard? Hello. Hic jacet frater Gerhardus de Einapons. Huh. Frank Cipher pointed here, but I don't see anything out of the ordinary. Okay, but there's a year. MD 1517. Yeah, that is correct. Yeah. Tragic. Is there a different Gerhardus? Only just started to bloom. That's the cloister. Let's go into the cloister. Who's in the cloister? Kitchen, cellar, dormitory, church. We should dig up Gerhard. We should absolutely dig up Gerhard. Church, Old Bailey. No one is in the dormitory. That makes sense. By the way, this is good. This is a Benedictine monastery. And one of the fun things about a Benedictine monastery is that unlike some other monastic traditions, this is the Old Bailey. Lizard, what place was the random wall thing in? Was it over here? Because that was just the stairs back up. But yeah, there are monastic traditions where everyone gets their own room, or cella, in medieval Latin. Benedictine monasteries say, no, you only get that if you're a special guest or you need it for meditative purposes. Otherwise, you sleep in a communal dormitory. Or if you're the prior or the abbot. I guess then you get your own thing as well. And the courtyard, oh, look at the stained glass. And the gargoyles. And the washing room. Because of course we have a bathhouse. And the gargoyles, oh, they're perfect. It's all beautiful. Ooh, chapter house. Let's look at the chapter house. Chapter house is, oh. Oh, I love it. A Dance of Death mural. Father Matthias had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. An artistic allegory on the constancy of death. Illustrations often feature people from every station of society to communicate that death inevitably claims everyone, from the peasant to the emperor. Hi, chat. This dude understands the assignment. Right, our emote, our little wave, is from a closely related tradition called the Memento Mori. The Memento Mori is usually just a skeleton hanging out in the margins of some other manuscript to be like, hello, you're gonna die. Don't forget that. It's also a poetic tradition, and so sometimes you'll see specifically Memento Mori poems or lamentations on the fragility of life, within a skeleton vibing. But yes. Is that a Viking? Isn't that sort of mural also in Name of the Rose? Yes, it is. Right, the big, when you enter the church in the Name of the Rose, right, Apso has this big giant vision, and part of that is a Dance of Death. Though, I will say, the Name of the Rose is set before Memento Mori and other death, this specific genre of death imagery becomes super popular, because the Name of the Rose is set in the early 14th century, and a lot of this, especially with the focus on the emaciated human form, starts to become popular after the Black Death. Truly a shocking turn of events, I know. Ooh, by the way, another fun thing. The vaulting is perfect. Look at how perfect these vaults are. and the little, like, fake vault that doesn't turn into a pillar is... I don't remember the technical name for it, but it is extremely on vibe. Also, by the way, this is written in German. This is in vernacular. Bärchen und Lilie, Kornblüte und something. Nach Schönheit, Gesundheit wird größer. Wie auch, gemessen. Alles Damen auf Saat, gewacht durch die Sonne, etc., etc. Etc., etc. You feel like plague flowers would not be remotely unusual at this point? Oh yeah, Manchester. In the 16th century, 100% not that unusual. We're well past the worst of it, so not that common either. But the place that's really getting it, right, in the Name of the Rose, we're too early for it. Right, that's the only point, is that the Name of the Rose is too early, not that this is too late. These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure that whatever isn't eaten will be pickled. True. Actually, it's April. You're doing really good on those cucumbers. And the leeks. I wonder what recipes the brothers have for peas. Genetics, I believe. Yeah, ignore that that's somewhat later, but genetics. Puppy, hello. Oh, mirabilis, hello. Hello. Oh. Oh. Oh, what a good boy. Oh, what a good boy. We're gonna pet him again. Pet that dog. Hello. 120 out of 10 game. True. Very, very true. There, perfect. Animal pens. He gives paw. The piggies. Hello, piggies. Oh, you're so derpy. I love it. This chicken is also shook. Look, fox, look. It is only right... An abattoir. I'm not actually sure what that is. My French is not good, so, yeah. But it is as they should be. You know, not petting the dog is a crime. You think the guardian is doing so well because Gerhard's corpse is fertilizer. Smart. That's the big brain plans over there. Oh, and look at how nice and abstracted they are. Also... Aw. Everyone's doing other stuff. Let's go up into the tower. Hello, tower. Goodbye, tower. You can also pet the cats in this game. I know. I need to find, what is it, Mousenfang? I need to find... Oh, we can just go into the sacristy. Oh, we're super not supposed to be in here. Oh, we are. The armoires hold all the vestments Father Garno and Brother Matthew used during Mass. Probably where the funds of the Abbey are stored. The sacristy is also the treasury. Oh, we are super not in here. Monstrance, Chalice, Paten, Chibora, and Purificator. Almost everything you need for Mass other than the host. I mean, it is getting close to Mass. We should do it. We're super not allowed in there. What are you talking about? Oh, wait. Hello. Oh, the ceiling is so good. Right, usually, right, we can critique, how insufficiently colorful most of this is. As much as I love the stained glass, obviously it's not depicting anything, it's just for the sake of communicating. The roundel is, but the rest of it is not, even though it should be. But, and we can critique, right? We do have a critique in there, of that inside the barrel vaulting in a 16th century Catholic context, this should be covered in stuff. Let's see if I can find some pictures from Aarhus Domkirche, which is, you know, Danish, not German, but I think is useful. These are photos I've actually taken, so I just need to scroll back far enough in order to locate them. Let's see, Denmark. That's Finland. This is Denmark. Perfect. Now we're going to get rid of the metadata so I don't dox myself. And observe the various stuff in the ceiling. That's later. Do I have a couple more in here? Yeah! Yeah, look at these! Most of these are restorations, because Protestantism, you know, as you do. But some of them, right, like the super damaged stuff at the top up there, or the stuff up over here, the stuff up in here, right? Some of this is actually original. I think these top bits are restored, but you can see, right, the damaged bits down here are not. So, you know, I want more of those in Catholic cathedrals, because this was destroyed, right? These were whitewashed over in the 16th century. Obviously that's in Denmark, but, you know, they still were. It still is the right time. So we need more of that in our games. And right, the main vaulting doesn't do that, but up in the top corner there, up in the top right corner, they sure do. Zoe, Protestant, right, Lutherans claimed that it was like that the decoration of churches was idolatry. Let's go into the refectory, I guess. Oh, that's where everybody is. Hello, people I have not met. Lucas. And Sebat. We have met Sebat. Piero. We're just gonna... This advances plot. So, go away. True, Jesus never laughed, Lizard. As anyone will tell you, Jesus never laughed. And therefore fun is not allowed. Anyway, let's go into the shrine. Yes! Yes! Oh, look at the floral work and the little death. Little skull! Little skull! Look at him! Brother Matthew maintains the shrine along with some of the sisters who paint badges for... Yes! Yes! Hello, Milky! We just saw pilgrim's badges! In our monastic context! Because there's a pilgrim house here! A reliquary containing the hand of Saint Moritz, which is said to have once held the Holy Lance. Also called the Spear of Destiny or the Lance of Longinus, it is on the lance that pierced Jesus' side on the cross. Many legends surround the lance, and several places claim to possess it. True. Notably, Sanctus Mauritius. I think Jesus loses his shit laughing at some of the Apocrypha, but that was a no-no for Protestants anyway. Exactly. Except for all the people who loved the Apocrypha don't count. But St. Maurice, African Roman soldier, supposedly wielded the Lance of Longinus, patron saint of the Holy Roman Empire, at large. There's an Arthurian knight who's probably based on him. You know, also black. You know, the thing that it was totally fine. Have rid of a good hat. We love St. Maurice. St. Maurice is incredibly fun. And it is fun that we have a shrine specifically to St. Maurice instead of someone, you know, better known. Ah, feverfew. It always smells so fresh. Sister Gertrude is wise to have some in the garden. The door must lead into the rest of the convent. Not for me. That's fair. Where are we going? Ah, hello, Cecilia. Am I disturbing anything? I'm probably disturbing something. God bless you, Andreas. Instead of Patreon backers? Exactly! For whatever reason, it turns out if you make your saints actual saints who actually have significance instead of random Patreon backers, I'm happy. Who could have predicted this? Is there something I can help you with? What concern is it of yours? It just seemed unusual. The Baron arrived to see the abbot and the scriptorium. It isn't appropriate for the sisters to interact with men. I see, that makes sense. Until later. Until then. Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense. Hello, Gertrude. God bless you, Master Mother. How goes your work in the scriptorium? Very well, thank you. Oh, but I guess you wouldn't be interested in the saffron. Yo! The saffron Agnes Stain of Aaron received yesterday? What? Saffron? Really? Where did you hear that? Sister Matilda saw her at the Albans. Maybe you could convince Prior Farron to get you some for your yellows. Good to know. Yes. Oh, Mosefinger! Mosefinger! An excellent cat name, by the way. Oh, don't worry about that. I'll go gathering in the forest later. Until later, Sister Gertrude. Bless you, Andreas. Maybe I'll see you about the shrine of Saint Satya one of these days. One of Tassing's patron saints. Okay. I was wondering about this. I saw the name in another playthrough. I was trying to find it. I didn't have any luck. Ugh. One of Tassing's patron saints, Satya, was a local pagan who converted to Christianity and miraculously aided St. Motz's soldiers with food in the dead of winter. She was martyred for her actions. I forgot to ask about Mousefinger. I'm sorry. I suspect she's fictional, because Tassing is fictional. Look, I'll make it up to you. Okay, chat? I will make it up to you. Oh. What a phenomenal cat. Sister Gertrude dries and stores all her herbs here. Baby. Game of the decade. What are you talking about, Chris? The sisters certainly keep their guardian well tended. Margaretha. God bless you, Brother Piero? No. Wait, it's Master Mahler. I thought you couldn't see Sister Margaretha. During the day, I can see some colors. How did you know it was me? You and Brother Piero both smell of the pigments you use. But you're taller and have another smell to you, like fish or burned almonds. I'm also much more handsome. Oh, that's old Lindsay Doyle. I'll ask Sister Gertrude about it. How are Sister Gertrude's herbs coming? It's too early to tell. Most of them won't be grown until May. Still, working with herbs suits me. Have a good day, Sister Margareta. God bless you, Master Marlin. Also, chat, the bunny and the squirrels. God bless you, Master Marlin. How are things going in the nun's kitchen? I mean no offense, Master Marlin, but I cannot speak with men. Ah, my apologies. God bless you. And to you as well, sister. Look at, I want to pet the squirrels too, though. Let me pet the squirrels is. No. No. Tragic. Oh. And Matilda? God bless you, Master Marlin. Sister Matilda, how are you doing? Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's necessary to perform our work. Yeah, forgive me, sorry to bother you. Thank you, Master Marlin. Well, at least we're being a decent person about it, right? Keep it well tended, yes. Tassing is lucky to have such so much wound wort growing naturally. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. There's also another thing behind Sister Margaret. Fine. Convent Aquarium and the Prioress's house. We already went to the Prior. Oh, God bless you. Yes, the aquarium. Yes, look at it, chat. A painting of Hildegard of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favorite. Saint Hildegard of Bingen was a Benedictine abbess, visionary mystic, and prolific writer on a variety of subjects from theology to musical composition to medicine. Yes. 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 Everyone loves Hildegard of Bingen in this house. Everyone also loves Hildegard von Bingen. Right, we love Barcor. Has she been canonized yet? I believe so. This is fairly late. I'm pretty sure she's been canonized by the, 16th century. I'm not sure on that, though. Don't quote me too. What are you doing here, Martin? Go away, Andreas. Can't you see I'm busy? I thought we could have a pleasant conversation. Why would I want that? I've got so many better things to do. What is your problem with me? You're an annoying windbag, Andreas. You talk a lot, you don't really do anything. Well, I see neither do you. Eat shit. I'm done talking. Yeah, that's fair. I don't really care. Hello, Otto. Oh, I can't go into the abbot's house. I guess beatified but not canonized, but no, whatever. Good day, Master Muller. Ah, Andreas. Good to see you. I trust Clara gave you my message? Afternoon, Andreas. Clara did give me your message. Sorry I missed you this morning. I was still asleep when you came by. Nah, the abbot lets you really get away with anything, doesn't he? Leave him be, Otto. I'm hungry. Let's pray. Dang it. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ our Lord. Amen. 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 I forgot. I was hoping we could talk to the other person and not Otto, but we have to make time to go wander around soon. We have got to make time to wander around soon because things are going to go badly. How did the morning treat you? Oh, that's Andre the blacksmith. Okay, so she was beatified in 1326, but only officially canonized in 2012. Well, you know, bit of a gap there. But, you know, realistically, regardless of what the Central Church says, she was revered as a saint in Germany. There were shrines to her all over the place. It's fine. Not too bad, thanks. I hurt my damned hands laying timber to replace a bad beam in the abbot's house. Almonds! Cheese. Or bread. Not that bad of an injury, it just galls me that the abbot bleeds us dry and we're expected to do work here while it suits him. Galls, a parasitic growth which develops on oak trees caused by wasps laying their eggs under the tree bark. Oak galls were traditionally harvested and distilled into iron ink used in manuscripts. Incredible! 10 out of 10, getting us random information on a random word. Bread. Oh, it's not all that bad. I get a lot of good work from the abbey. Casting pilgrim's badges isn't really smithing, but I don't mind. Anyway, I saw you walking with that Baron, Rothvogel, in the meadow on your way up here. What's that all about? It was, though. Father Matthias had some misgivings about the Baron. Surely she'll be in the Almond's Labs for desserts? Yeah, well, I have no taste, AC. What kinds of misgivings? I fooled around with young women. She's married, of course. Oh no, that's only gossip. It isn't Christian to spread rumors like that. It's not gossip that he beat up that farmer a few years back. Old Rannick. May he rest in peace. Well, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But if he did that, yes, it speaks poorly of his character. No, oak galls make black ink. I think you can use it to make green, but it's more complicated. But, yeah, it is iron ink and oak gall ink are the two main types of black, used in the Middle Ages. And early modern period, because you still have to make ink. We had a long conversation, but he didn't mention anything about it. What did you talk about that? I mean, no offense, but what does a nobleman have in common with an artist? He could sense my inherent moral quality, Otto. No. Yes, let's do heresy. Let's mention heresy. Sure. Imagine you have a lot of time to read when you don't have to worry where your next meal is going to come from. This bitterness and envy are not good for our Christian souls, Otto. It's not envy, Andrew. No one should get away with what he does, what this abbey does. No offense to you, Andreas. I don't have any problem with the books the abbey makes. I mean, I never did learn to read, but if people are paying the abbey to make them, it doesn't bother me. No, he's a harsh lord. He's a jerk. No. Did you see that the Bowers sheep escaped the grazing fields again? Oh, sorry, that was the wrong voice. No, but I'm not surprised. Barney was supposed to fix that fence, so he probably did a bad job at it. He's always in a foul mood, and he could be the laziest soul in tassing. He can't even hold a hammer properly. Married, and a tanner. Oh, and a father at such a young age, and he barely lifts his finger for his wife or child. On top of that, he's a damned thief. Before you say it, Andrea, that's more than just gossip. Look at him, over by the guest house. He's probably figuring out what he can steal with the least amount of effort. Marden equals Henry from Kingdom Come Deliverance. Marden also equals Marden Gare. Right. He's just a boy, he has time to change. Apparently Marden's married. And a father. I've never known a thief to change, but maybe his responsibilities will make a man out of him. He's not an imposter yet. He has to go, right? Managers, remember, in The Return of Marden Gare, Marden is a total scoundrel. And then he fucks off for like 8 years, and then when he comes back, he's completely different. And, you know, a different scoundrel. But, you know, personality-wise, completely different, and nominally much better. Speaking of the Bower sheep, their ears are shorn, and the wind will be spinning it soon. Otto. Yeah, I mean, it's Arnaud Dutier instead of Martin Guerre, but you know, that's neither here nor there. This is my first playthrough. That is one of my few spoilers. This is, in fact, my first playthrough. Uh, but also, right, there's not, given that it's on the reading list, repeatedly, and Josh Sawyer has spoken repeatedly about how the books was one of the histories he wanted to portray, and the reviews said that they're actually the plots of the books are actually portrayed in it rather than just being like vague references. And there's the only character named Murden, and he fits the personality of the absolute scumbag before he disappears. It wasn't hard to figure out. You know, if you know what you're looking for, it's pretty easy to guess where that story's going. But, you know, I don't actually know the details of what actually happens to him when in, say, Act 2. Looks like a storm's coming. We should probably get back to it. Right. I'll catch up in a moment, Andre. Oh, Andreas, say hello to Evan for me if you get the chance. I should return to work in the scriptorium. Until later. No! No, let me out! Let me out! Great, it's starting to rain. Let's get out of town here. I want to see how far I can run away before things go bad. Let me out into the meadow. Irises, beautiful. Into the random forest. Hello, Till.
Hello there, Master Baller.
Hello, Till.
Have you ever seen a nicer view? Don't get things like this in the cities, I expect.
I can't say that Nuremberg has many Roman ruins, no.
Oh yes, the tassing is full of them. Quite the marvels they are. I don't pay much mind to the writing on them, as I can't read Latin myself, but you might enjoy giving them a look. If you do, you'll have to tell me if they match the old legends I read about.
Ooh, do tell us. Do tell me. Tell me more.
Well, when Father Macias was at it, he would let me borrow books from the Abbey's library. I think I read through half of that library before Father Garneau became abbot.
This guy is straight out of Brutal's peasant weddings, true. Ooh, look at the print hand. Oh, look at the... The scribe hand of this is perfect.
He and Father Thomas are strict about which books should be read now. Books should glorify, they say. Glorify God, they say, not discuss the old pagan ways. Still, the accounts of the Romans in Tassing are my favorite. That old book talked about how the Roman knight Gaius Metellus defeated the, Reti, I think it was. Heavy snowfall had him caught in this very valley, barbarians on all sides, when Mars sent a wolf to the night.
The Roman god of war and agriculture, Mars represented civilization and peace through military might. Some of your uncles dress like this, DBH? Hey, look, if I could pull off this look, I 100% would.
Instead of killing the beast, Gaius followed it to a magical spring, filled with trees covered in all sorts of fruit. Mars provided the wolf and the spring, and Gaius Metellus founded Tassing after defeating the barbarians to honor Mars. That's where all this came from.
I'm surprised that Kirsten has any record of Tassing before St. Moritz arrived.
And written in German at that. It might be all fable, but I enjoy the story all the same. It's nice to feel you're connected to those who came before you, even if it's only by the land you live on. What's that? It's been good chatting with you, Master Mahler, but I'd better get back to work. You let me know if you find any particularly good books in that library, alright?
I will. Until later, Till. A shrine to St. Moritz. The statue looks ancient. You should replace the statue. So, everyone, hello? Please replace this. If this is an active shrine, please put a new statue of St. Moritz up. Oh, Columbine. Looks like it's coming in early. My favorite. Is this to... yeah. That's to the church. And the printers. And we gotta go up to the middle. Hello. Roman ruins. We'll talk to the kids later. Oh, I love a child's drawings. I wonder who the artist is. Look at how cute they are. So, no Latin. Lots of... collapsed. This must have allowed access to the aqueduct. No Latin, but lots of cute. Hey, they're just fans of Maurice's ankles. No, this is the internet. You cannot be fans of ankles. This looks like a Dutch windmill. What's it doing in Bavaria? Powerful duchy in the southeastern Holy Roman Empire, it is east of Swabia and north of Tyrol. Tassing on Curacao, set in the stream south of the duchy, near the border with Tyrol. Shoutouts to the frog guy. Lenhart. Good afternoon. You're the Gertner's boarder, aren't you? How could you tell? You're as filthy as a farmer, but you don't smell like sheep. Quite unlike the Gertners. They're rustic folk, to be sure. You know, among them with a mind as ever. There's a smart girl. How is she, by the way? She's... fine. I'm only curious. She used to bring their barley to me, but Peter insists on delivering it now. Shame. She sends some curiosity about the mill. I'd hope to foster that. Flanders. There are many in the farmlands along the Lay, particularly west of Hent. Ah, this lovely range of hills. Right, Flanders' famous hills. She's the only windmill in Bavaria, did you know? Constructed in exacting detail from Dutch specifications. The gem of the Alps, and none of the incurious adults here can appreciate it. Except you. Yes, I'm sure it's the peasants who are the problem. I should be going. Until later. Until then, Mahler. Of course you get bad vibes. He's a miller. Exactly. There are rules about these things. Oh, hello. Paul, right? I don't think we've talked before. I'm Andreas. I'm staying with the Gertners. Hey, at least Andreas takes none of his shit. The famously hilly part of the Low Countries. Exactly. Oh, but you're not a farmer. Why are you living with the farmers? They're letting me board with them while I work in the Abbey's scriptorium. You're a monk? I'm an artist. Oh, like you do drawings? Drawing, painting, calligraphy. If it goes in a book, I can put it there. Oh, is that how you get money? Is that... how do you get money? What? The Abbey pays me, of course. Art is a job, just like being a miller is a job. But it's also a calling. Don't correct... Andreas? The V was fine there. The V was good, was totally fine. You just didn't have enough U blocks for your printing. You didn't have to correct the error. I didn't. My dad says drawing's stupid. It's not worth anything. Your dad's wrong. Hey, guess what, kid? Do you like to draw, Paul? Yeah. He's got a little ink splatter. More than anything, but I have to do it where Dad can't see. He gets mad. I'm sorry to hear that. But But if it means a lot to you, maybe he doesn't need to know.
Can I... Can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
Sometimes I draw on the ruins in the meadow where Dad can't see.
I don't know what that means. Don't worry about it. What do you draw?
Cats. Mom, I don't know. Stuff. I probably shouldn't be talking to you. Dad won't like it.
You're probably right. I'll go. Until later, Paul. And hey, keep drawing, alright?
I will. Bye.
Oh yeah, no. Dad's a jerk. Dad's a complete ass. In, you know, medieval, early modern conceptions, especially medieval 14th century Canterbury Tales, etc., you know, the miller is the stereotypical, complete goddamn bastard. Right? Is crude. Is rapey. Has no goddamn taste. And yeah, generally is the guy we love to punch in the face. And yes, we can pet Staub. Oh, hello, Staub. Oh, good boy. Yeah. Such a good, well-trained boy. Thank you, Staub. Glass windows, probably made in the Low Countries. Notably, he's also a liar and a fraud. Right. Lenhart is also, right, claiming learning he clearly doesn't have, given that he doesn't know that, the leaf is not... not hills.
Good afternoon. Forgive me, I've forgotten your name.
Andreas Mahler, master artist.
Oh, a master at such a young age?
It's more... Well... Styles an oddly to Kingdom Come in which the millers run the thievery missions. Exactly. Right, that is a place where Kingdom Come is correct, in that the stereotypical image of the skeevy fucker being the miller is correct. Was Tolkien referencing that trope? Yeah. Maybe so.
You must be very well educated and hard-working then.
Oh, my apologies. We didn't even get properly introduced. You must be Elsie Muller?
Yes, that's me. I heard Clara and Eva had an artist boarding with us. That must be very exciting.
Perhaps Eva more than Clara.
I only meant living on a farm among the townspeople. Isn't it very lively?
Oh dear. Ursula brings some joy to the household, though.
Such a lovely little girl.
I think it is Eva. I thought. Talk to your son, Paul. He seemed like a good kid.
Paul is darling, but so shy. I pray the Lord may someday bless us with a daughter.
Oh. Elsa! Have you finished with your gabble? There's work that he's doing.
Oh no. I'm sorry, I have to get to my labels.
Of course. I apologize if I bothered you. Until later, Mistress Muller. Don't correct it. Dang it! Andreas! Stop correcting your V's. You're just being more learned. Also, her outfit rules. Right, her outfit is awesome. Look at the puffy sleeves. Suspect Staub is used for a bit of poaching? Oh, very probably. You know, this is actually not the way I want to go. I want to go out here. Because I want to go into the forest. Because I hear rumors that there are important people in the forest. Snowdrops, one of the only flowers that can bloom this early in spring at this altitude. It's a perfect forest. Most of this felling is for the Abbey's renovations and firewood. The town can only gather sticks. Elsa, have you considered Protestantism? I hear they have divorce. True. Big if true. Well, hello. Ah, yes. Ah, yes. Notably Christian, saint right here. The carving of Saint Satya, it looks quite old. Sorry. Let's look at this a bit closely. Yes. Chat. She is very Christian. Thank you, Amit, for confirming what I feared. Very, very Christian, aren't you, woman with deer and a cornucopia? Yeah. Totally. 100%. Foxglove. It's not Artemis vibes. This is just a statue, a relief carving of Diana. There's no way that this is a Christian. This is our local saint is just a Roman goddess. Mwah. We love our folk saints. Hello, Gertrude. God bless. God bless you, Master Mahler. God bless you, Sister Gertrude. I think you might work out quite a lot of this game. Well, you know, I haven't spent the last 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... You know, the last roughly 8 years specializing in the Middle Ages to not pick up on stuff. I didn't know you need to forage for herbs down here. I thought the convent had a garden.
Oh, it does. But the forest provides many local plants that we don't need to cultivate.
What are you talking about? That is obviously a Christian saint. She has a halo and everything. Yeah, oh, of course. How could I forget this? Right. We are obviously working the Assassin's Creed Valhalla metric, where the more crosses you slap onto yourself, the more Christian you are, and therefore Lady Eivor is the most Christian to ever Christian. We promise. We'll return to the most Christian Lady Eivor at the start of December here. If the Buddha can be a saint, why not Diana? See, if Josaphat... Exactly. If there can be a Saint Josaphat, who is definitely just the Buddha, it's fine. This is all fine.
Romans believed that tassing was protected by a fairy, and the plants that grow around here spring bloomed all year.
The dialogue choices are all great.
I've read many Roman myths, but also where tassing had its own.
A cult. Small Roman towns often had nymph cults. True set. I mean, I'll let Amit, who knows better than I, confirm that, but as far as I know, true sentence.
Oh, yes. Listen said Tassia was a fairy who lived by the local spring.
Oh. Satya. Tassia.
She was bathing there when she was interrupted by a man who wanted his way with her. When she cried out, Mars, who was hunting in the forest, heard her and struck the man down. Tassia blessed him by washing him in the spring, and the water that fell from his body made the ground around Tassing fertile. It's all pagan nonsense, of course, but it's a lovely story.
I mean, I want this one, but I want this one.
Be careful who you say that around, Andreas. Not everyone Tassing is so comfortable with those old stories. Anyway, I ought to get back to work. Bless you, Master Mahler.
Until later, sister. beautiful. I guess we could say that this is supposed to be a nymph instead of Diana, but visually I look at that and I say, it's Diana. Indeed. Rotten and full of bugs. No wonder Otto hasn't split it up. The waterfall must flow down from the snow melt in the mountains above the abbey. Duck. Hello, ducks. The soil of these woods is rich and moist. It would be an excellent place to forage for mushrooms without free time. Well, don't do that because it's probably not safe for... Probably legally managed, and you probably shouldn't be doing that. But, you know. They should. Quack. Exactly, chat. Quack. And an old salt mine. Tassing's old salt mine. How the town made money before the Imperial Road opened up. Oh, Imperial Road. Also called the Via Imperii, the Imperial Road links Venice in the south with Stettin on the Baltic Sea in the north. Passed through Verona, Innsbruck, Nuremberg, and many other cities along the way. It also brings thousands of travelers to Tassing and Kirsal every year. Reminds me a lot of the weird hunting mast and Draste cult in Dragon Age. Ha. Potentially, yes. Favorite thing you learned on the AC Valhalla Wrath of the Druids tree was that there's lots of stories of angels and saints being the absolute shit out of people. Oh, good to see you, Andreas. Nice. And let's go over here now, because I believe there is a charcoal burner. Smokey's home. Smokey. Oh, Master. Mother? Yes? We met once before, I think. You were drawing something by the waterfall. I'm Smokey. Well, Adam. But people call me Smokey. I think we could have guessed that. Yeah. I'm just out here in the forest, near the kiln. Is there anything I can do for you? Just admiring your home. Seems like a good life. My charcoal boilers tend to mask the view a bit, but otherwise, it's not too bad. Was there something you needed? No, just being friendly. Oh, of course. Good to see you. Until next time, Master Mara. No, until then. Hey, Chad. This was another character I have been somewhat spoiled on existing, but everyone say hi to Václav. Václav is based. Oh, yeah, hello. Hello, you're not a local, are you? No, I'm staying at Tassing only briefly. Hi, Václav. Why stay out here in the forest? People don't much like Romania. Most folk despise anything that's different. I like staying on the edge of town. He's a Romany! Romany rap! He gets more bass, chat. Not me, there's incredible diversity in nature I find it awe-inspiring. Variation comes with dangers, too. Oh, I haven't seen you too often. Do you live here? I'm only visiting Tassing as well. My name is Andreas Mahler. Oh, you're the artist staying up at the Abbey. It's nice to meet you. Most folk in Tassing don't come down here to talk. Right, Václav. A traveling tinkerer. Exactly! Jokista, just wait until he talks religion. I travel from place to place, sharpen knives, mend small things that need mending, that sort of thing. What brought you to Tassing, Václav? Well, I actually came to visit Kirsal's library. I've been told for one of the monks to read them to me, but the abbot wouldn't let me. We are going to go so heretical so fast. Oh, chat, we are going to get so heretical. Oh, I am so excited. I am so excited how fast we're gonna go full into heresy. Because we just, straight up said, fuck the rule of St. Benedict, knowledge is for everybody. We're like in that regard, Master Muller. What were you looking for? Well, I explained I was looking for a text about the elements. If they're primordial, as Aristotle says, then God didn't create them. They exist with him since the dawn of time. That's so fascinating, dude. But Genesis clearly says that the Lord created the heavens and the earth. Oh, we're entertaining this. Not only that, it explains the presence of the angels and demons before the creation of the world. Of the 5 elements, angels are fire and air, and demons water and earth. And the world was ether before the Lord formed it. Ether being quintessence, the 5th element. That's why Satan appeared as a snake to Eve. Snakes can only dwell in deep caves and pools. Heresy speedrun! Heresy speed. Oh, we are full. This is fully right. Saying that God is not the prime mover, but rather that there are things that exist alongside God, is possibly the most heresy you can do in medieval Christianity. Technically, it's not heresy until someone corrects us and we don't repent. Just avoid conversations with the priests and we'll be okay. Yeah, that's fair. I did not expect such open dialogue with you, Master Waller. Few men with your stature would entertain such ideas with someone like me. Anyway, I should get back to work. Until later, Václav. Hello, Dildrum. Tetra Reggaeton, thank you for the follow just now. It's good to see you. That sounds a lot like the characterization of Ariel and Caliban in The Tempest, angelic air and fire versus demonized water and earth. Correct, Magistressa. Guess what Shakespeare's drawing on? It's Aristotle. Look, he's Romany, he's incredibly well versed in Greek natural philosophy, and he's applying that in thoughtful ways to Christianity and coming up with super heresies. What's not to love? It's perfect. Who's over here? France. Andreas. Fair enough. These wood carvings are quite curious. Oh, they're cute. Oh good, Attilia. Yo. You want something? Look at it. Spooky folk religion, let's go. And the Johann Bauer farm. Veronica. Hello, Andreas. Another kid. Hello, Hans. Hey, Andreas. How's it going, Hans? Keeping busy in the field? I guess. Do you like it? What? Farming. I never really thought about it. Dad says it has to get done whether I like it or not. What do you think about it then? Uncle Fab said Brigida might come help with the laundry today. She's Martin's wife, right? She seems nice. She is. Nicer than Veronica, anyway. I wish Brigida lived here instead of her. Wow. Well, you have a good time thinking about your cousins. Class? You'll understand it later. You'll. Bye. Bees. No one's found keys beehives for the honey and wax. Hello, beehives. Nice scarecrow. There's a Gatna farm. We should probably stop by the Gatna farm. Destroy that shop. Look, we completely roasted him. Don't worry about it. Hello. Hey, Andreas, you say hello to the girls today? Have Clara? No, I meant the chickens. Peter, James, and John. I like it when you stroke your back and give them a good scratch under the breast. You named your chickens after the apostles. Not after some nice local flora? Yeah, no, I read a campion would suit them well. I don't know those. Usually just call them by color. There's the yellow ones in the meadow, the purple ones. But I heard about the apostles every Sunday in Mass. They witnessed the greatest moments of glory and darkest trials, or Jesus' greatest moments of glory and his darkest trials. And I was thinking, that's how it is with the girls in me. They see everything I deal with around here. The Fox Bride, thank you for the raid. The purple flowers, Zoe. No, the purple chickens. Word of advice, don't mention that to anybody else. And thank you for the follow. Welcome, everyone. Oh no, a raid. So, since we got raided, may as well introduce myself again. So, everyone, I'm Adam. I am a trained medievalist. I have a master's degree in medieval Scandinavian studies. I'm almost done with another master's degree in cultural heritage. I've got a BA in specifically medievalism. And so, right, this sort of book culture thing is awesome. And I work in museums in heritage industry. And I'm also hanging out here. You have a degree in medieval history and teach world history in high school? Amazing. Have you been playing this game? Because, look, this game, I've been doing games in history for several years, here on Twitch and in academia proper. This is my favorite game. This is easily my favorite game I've ever played on stream. So, you know, welcome. This is gonna be a chill vibe. This is a super chill vibe, right? We're gonna be talking about all the history, all the cool people. Christine de Pizan, Martinos Capella. You know, all the cool people that are referenced in this game. Hanging out, having a good time, learning some stuff together. And it's amazing. It's only heresy if it's from the Harris region of France, otherwise it's just sparkling folk Christianity. AC Esquire, I like the way you think. You know, I should see if I can talk to Dr. Francis Young. I know him mostly through Twitter, but he is a friend of a friend. Or a friend of a friend of a friend? Friend of a friend of a friend is probably more accurate. Friend of an acquaintance? But he specializes in folk Christianity, so I may need to brush up on some of his work to look at actually the sparkling folk Christianities, and where those kind of blur the line with these. Oh, we're gonna... Zoe, yes. This is machine, this is not hand done, but it is from Iceland using Icelandic wool. Also, it has a hood, so we can pretend we are a monk and wear our cowl. And this is definitely how monks look, right? It's fuzzy and wool, and brightly colored. I do have another one. I do have another sweater that is actually handmade using Icelandic colors and wool. It's over here. I also have Estonian gloves. I love my hand knit. I love my hand knit fuzzy sweaters. You are making fun. It's fine. No, I was hyping you up. I'll just call them those flowers you mentioned from now on. I don't recall your family eating eggs. What do you do with all of them? Ah, we sell them to the Bowers. Clara says we need extra money for taxes. Anyway, I should get back to it. Until later, Andreas. Until then. Oh, Zoe. Hang on, let me grab my new gloves that I got over the summer then, because you want to see these. Ooh, Raptorus! Ooh, you activated my trap card. We have a spicy take in the chat. No, Lizard, you don't want to do that. Don't do that, because we have a spicy take. I have some absolutely freaking searing hot takes about this game. So, this game is set in 1518. That means, and this is the spicy take, this game is not set in the 16th century. This game is set at the tail end of the long 15th century. The long 15th century goes, the beginning's a bit fuzzy, but I would say right around 1518 to 1525 is about as late as you can go. Alright, chat's on board, I don't even need to elaborate on this. We will elaborate, though, for anyone who is not on board. Right, the thing this game is doing consistently is it is emphasizing the continuity between the Middle Ages and this very early modern thing that we're tipping into. Right, we're starting to get print culture, we're starting to get some other stuff, but we're really emphasizing this really deep continuity with medieval things. So, right, Kiersau is a Romanesque abbey of the Benedictine order working in traditional illumination. Our whole thing that we are imagining here is this very Gothic illuminated style of the later 14th and early 15th centuries, including a lot of explicit medieval iconography. In fact, let me prove this. We've got Rocket Cat on screen. Rocket Cat is a real marginalia. Let me just find the shelf mark, and we will date this. We'll be able to tell you exactly when it's from. Ooh, this is actually late. This might be a bad example. Actually, this is a bad example because Rocket Cats are 16th century. But there's an oyster. We'll use the oyster as the example then, because the medieval oyster is, this guy? You know, this guy. We've seen this guy on stream. This guy is from an actual thing, let's see, let's get the shelf mark for this one. Do you have the shelf mark on here? 1350, 13, snail, oyster. Perfect. It is from the National Library of the Netherlands. Middle of the 14th century. Right, that's our oyster. It's the same one that shows up. So, clearly, that chameleon I think is someone's pet. A lot of these are people's pets, Idolize. I think the chameleon is one of them. That's not a medieval chameleon. No, not even a little bit. But, you know, I can also get even better proof that we are thinking about a late medieval, that this should be seen as 15th century and therefore medieval, and not 16th century. The official Xbox News reading list in advance of this game is late medieval history. They could have done early modern history, right? If you hold a gun to a medievalist head and tell them to pick a year when the Middle Ages end, they will almost always say 1453. None of us are happy about it, but it is the best of a bad bunch. But you can postulate it going as late as 1517, 1525. Right, do you count it as, you know, the 95 Theses getting smashed into the door of Wittenberg? Do you count it as the Diet of Worms? There's a lot of options here. A Diet of Worms is, I think, a really good choice, because that emphasizes this transitional period from about 1450 to 1530, where we're seeing this simultaneous, you know, parchment and paper, manuscript and printing, traditional illumination and stamped stuff, naturalism and allegory, all of these things swirling in the ether at the same time, vernacular and Latin, all really closely swirling into each other in this period of great religious diversity that builds up into the early modern period and the formation of a lot of the things we imagine as being modern. This game is much more focused on the continuity than on the change thus far. We'll see if that changes. But that means right now we should be thinking about this as 15th century and not 16th century. This has been my incredibly spicy take about what year it is. Also, we should say hi to the kid, everyone. Hello, Clara. Hello, Andreas. No, hello, Clara. I have something for you. Oh? This should be enough to pay my rent, and the tax you owe the Abbey. Andreas, this is far more than your rent payment. We can't accept this. But, Andreas, how did you even find so much coin? Are you sure you'll have enough to spare for yourself? Honestly, to you, it seems like the coldest it takes. I've been eyebrows deep in the 1400s lately. This is entirely fine. Yeah, that's fair. God bless you 1,000 times, Andreas. You don't know what this means to us. It's probably best not to mention it. You're a good man, Andreas. Thank you. I'll let you move on with your day. God bless you. Until later. Oh, good. We have checked that off the list. Paid in full. Hello, Eva. Hello, Andreas. Really? Everyone's talking about how good Eva is, and we just don't. Well, we're here. Ursula. And, look, but Lizard, just because this is a cold take in my chat doesn't mean it's not objectively spicy. God bless you. Aw, her little idle fidget. Wait. Oh, she is the cutest. Aww. Honestly, give Josh Sawyer money to make whatever he wants from now on. Would love to see more like this. Josh Sawyer, if you're lurking, please make more of this. Please. I'm in love. It is my favorite thing. You all worked so hard on this, and I hope that Obsidian and Game Pass recognize the success that it's well deserves. The Renaissance isn't a time period, it's a cultural movement, it's a nice spicy take. Oh. That's like academic consensus right there. Right, I mean that's objectively probably spicy for people who haven't gotten degrees in history, but that's like academic consensus. And even more consensus is that the Renaissance isn't a single cultural movement, it's a cluster of vaguely related cultural movements. Look, it's consensus among the medievalists, who are the only people who matter, Lizard. The early modernists can die mad about it. Everything is medieval, and the early modernists, I don't care about them, actually. The Zimmerman house. Hello, Otto. Andres. Okay, that's you. Oh, I need to warn people that I'm not... You were raised by an early modernist itself. Look, just because they can be wrong, the early modernists are allowed to be incorrect. I need to warn the Drukers that I'm probably not going to make it. Klaus. Hello, Andreas. Aww. I didn't get to warn him. God be with you, Andreas. Exactly, the early modernists only have one Renaissance, the medievalists have at least 3. See, this is the way. Ooh, St. Christopher. One of the 14 holy helpers, St. Christopher is invoked as protection against the plague and to safeguard travelers. He is often pictured as a large man with a staff, carrying the child Jesus on his back across a swollen river. In certain traditions, he's also portrayed as having the head of a dog. I got nothing. Oh yeah, was that the oyster? Ah, we already lost the oyster. Heck. We do have the cat, the dumbass cat, which is true. Kind of cephalic. Exactly. What the heck is going on over here? Ah, hello, Andreas. Hello, Carl. You seem busier than usual today. I'm behind on my work. I went up to the Shrine of St. Maurice this morning to pray for his aid. The candle I lit had all but burned away. I was there so long. Now I need to catch up. It's a mistranslation from the Greek into the Latin text that makes it into England. I believe. Exactly, they're tiny pilgrims. We talked about this in the Plague Tale Requiem stream, but there's not a lot of evidence for children going on pilgrimage. It's totally plausible that they did, we just don't have the evidence for it. But it is very cute here. Ah, well, truth be told, I only started going to the shrine more often when Helena became pregnant. Yeah, that's valid. Her mother had trouble in childbirth, so I've been paying visits to Moritz Hand and Satya's shrine to pray for their aid. No, keep the J. I liked the vowel here. Some of Christopher's lives was a giant pagan or a giant named pagan before he carried an apparition of the infant Christ across the river. Exactly. The variety around Saint Christopher is delightful, and then he gets murdered, and then he's immediately sanctified, because of course he is. Thank you, Andreas. So do I. Praying to saints for childbirth is also extremely good. In Scandinavia, I know it's Saint Margaret is the default one, and there's actually a really fun medieval childbirth tradition where when you enter labor, you get a copy of a Life of Saint Margaret, and you're going to tie it to the mother's, just tied around the mother's waist, and the saint's life, accidents are hard, will transfer the saint's blessing onto the womb to make it an easy birth. And it is... So this idea of veneration to the saints for invocation for ease of childbirth, there's certain saints that it tends to cluster around, but the idea of it being kind of the local and major saints in the area is also great. It's totally Christian, don't worry about it, dummies. Also, they're cute. This whole family's cute. I love that they're just hanging out. It's perfect. Matthew. God bless you, Andreas. Alright, Lizard, go get food. We'll see you later. Hello, Brother Matthew. What are you doing out here? I thought you were aware that in addition to my role as Curbside Sacrist, I tend to the Shrine of St. Moritz. He is the patron of tassing and Curbside both, so it is my duty to ensure his reliquary is well cared for. Play nice. The martyrdom of St. Moritz provides inspiration to us all. You are familiar with the life of St. Moritz, are you not? Yes, but tell us anyway. I am surprised you have neglected Tassing's patronage. He was born in Egypt. Oh, and thank you for the anonymous gifter for that. And, Miss Beagleberry, looks like? Or Beaglebird. I can totally read blue on black. Welcome. It's good to see you. I hope you are enjoying this as much as I am. Surprised you have neglected Tassing's patron. He was born in Egypt. You want to learn something about him while you're here. Oof, the emphasis on the blue. By all means. St. Moritz is the most widely known for his martyrdom at the hands of the Romans. Your friend once wished for a historic TTRPG where the clerics show saints, not gods, for the specific domains. Kyra, That's based right there. That is what we call a base take, and if someone made that reskin of D&D, I'd be pretty happy about that.
He protected a town of Christians from slaughter, and in turn he and his legion were decimated.
Yes, St. Maurice was a Roman soldier.
Yes, he was a Roman citizen, and the legion made up entirely of Christians into Bavaria. When he refused to kill the Christians, even though they were traitors to Rome, the emperor had his legion massacred. Most of the pilgrims who visit come knowing only this, if anything, about his life. However, tassing venerates St. Moritz because he was the one to convert the town and save it from destruction.
We absolutely knew it was pagan. There's a shrine to Diana.
Indeed, he and his legion were snowed into this pass, and the townfolk refused to aid them. The daughter of the town's leader, Satya, was moved in spirit and snuck from the town to convert. She led Moritz to a spring, and as soon as she was baptized, the snow melted, revealing all manner of fruit.
Isn't this... This is a not-so-subtle reskin of the Roman legend we just heard. What would the cleric of St. Guinevere be able to do in that game, I wonder? Be a good boy, obviously. Right, that's a paladin with handle animals right there. And advantages against snakes. Right, that's 100% a, right, you could do a pally-cleric multi-class with, high handle animals, and advantages against beasts. But also, this is the Roman legend that we heard. Also, this game is my favorite game, Miss Beetleberg. It is my perfect game. I don't know that it is the best game ever made, but it is my favorite game thus far.
Feeling all Moritz and his legion were saved by these miraculous gifts, the town was converted, and the rebels fled into the mountains.
So, how did Moritz handle the task?
The Roman soldiers dismembered St. Moritz for fear he would resurrect like Christ. The Christians of the town fled with his body so it would not be further desecrated, and his hand was preserved here.
What an astounding story. Thank you for the history lesson, Brother Matthew.
You are welcome, Master Mala. God bless you.
Until later, brother. By the way, shouts to pilgrims. Chat, we're gonna do something really scuffed. We're gonna see how this works. If you can't see anything, you let me know. But we're gonna zoom in. And 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 we're going to continue to zoom in. Look at his hat. Look at the hat. Look at the badges on the hat. Look, you see those little badges? If you go to the animal pens, there's a smithy where we can pick up a badge. Perfect. I love that hat, and the badges on it are, they're pilgrim's badges, so he's building up quite a collection. Right? One could have a fairly spicy take that says that pilgrim's badges are basically the original tourist kitsch, and it would be not quite right, but not quite wrong either. Does Carl have a spoon in his hat? Yes. Don't question it. Anyway. Animal pens, you said? Let's see. Nope. That's not the one I want. As good as those are, that's not actually what I wanted. I don't know which button is my... That's what I wanted. Okay. So we are out there. In order to get to the animal pens, we have to get all the way to the back. Also, by the way, we beat that. And we are from Flanders, we are a bookworm, we have medicine, we have heavens and earth, and we have a cultist. Which tells us all of the things. And a few more pages, perfect. Hooray. That's our main quest. Outer tassing. And tassing. And people. We have so many people. E-Doc. Agnes. Bertold. God, Bertold is so cute. Oh, look at Bertold. Bertold Drucker is so cute. Brigitte. The whole squad. Elsa. Perfect. And it just keeps going alphabetically. Guy, Hans, Hetty, Ilpeter, Illuminata, Johann. Lawrence, Lucky, Lucas, Margareta, Marie, Martin, Matthew, Matilda, Niklaus. Oh! Niklaus is Swabian. Exciting. Rüdiger. Priest from the Ethiopian Church in Rome visiting Kyrgyzstan to repay a gift, get another Council of Constance. That's amazing. Ursula. Václav. Family name unknown, Romany traveler has been staying in the woods. Amazing. Voislav of Plzeň. Oh! Oh, I didn't know that the cellarer was also Czech. Look, he's brother of, well, he's Voislav. Isn't that just Václav again? Brother Voislav of Plzeň. And then down here, Zdena of Tabor. Also Bohemian. A markedly impious attitude of his life at Kyrgyzstan. Incredible. Also, there's other people I wanted to check, right? If I go back over to the people... E-Doc. It doesn't actually say. But he's from St. Eve. So, yeah, he's Cornwall. He's from Cornwall. And then glossary of just important stuff. Beautiful. It continues to be... Hello, Volkvet.
Good day, Andreas.
God give you health. Beautiful. Yes, you will switch to the little Cornish, you know what? I mean, as you should. Alright, how's the gang? When the brothers eat their meals, this is where the lector reads to them. In the Rule of St. Benedict, you know, it is the expectation is that meals are completely in silence, except for the lector reading Bible verses at them, or occasionally other commentary. So, hello, Gurno.
Andreas.
Yeah, you don't have to be a jerk about it. I believe if we go over to the animal pens, you said that there was a pilgrim's badge over here? Pilgrim's badge, where are you? Where are you? There you are. Pilgrim badges of St. Moritz. Andre makes these. Beautiful. Beautiful. I hope that they... right, there's a lot more they could be elaborating on. I'm actually kind of glad that they're not too much elaborating on the pilgrim's badges themselves. And just kind of being like, yeah, they're a thing. Like, they're a thing. But yeah, they're right, a kind of very secularized reading of them would say that they are one of the original kitsch. Because as it turns out, you could absolutely, read them that way. Where am I going? Heading over here. I guess we can go into the church, and from the church into the, Old Bailey. There it is. But yeah, because as you travel places, right, at various stops, they're going to have different pilgrim's badges for the various shrines, and obviously there's a lot of religious power attached to these. So, the one I'm most familiar with is for the Canterbury ones, where pilgrim badges of Thomas Becket were basically like a cure-all for literally everything. Literally anything you do could fit into that. But you could also kind of go for a collectathon and just keep collecting pilgrim's badges, and it is good. Okay, we're good on camera battery. I was worried about that. The Old Bailey is presumably the Old Bailey because it is old. Alright, we're working in silence. Brother Edok, this work. I don't know where to start. Inconsistent spacing, rough strokes. You're working like you want to see this place closed.
Brother Prior, I work to the best of my abilities, and I dispute your criticism. I may not be fast, but I still have my talent, praise be to God.
And Brother Guy, why are you still on this page? What's wrong with you? Normally you're so reliable. Many apologies, Brother Prior. I will work harder.
Piero, I can't believe this. Baron Rothbard will come to check on his progress, and this? This is all you have? You should have finished this months ago. Is your mind so corrupted by age that you didn't notice the seasons have changed? Well, you're not the one who will have to answer for it, so why should you care? Typical.
God, shut up. Look, so this is what we call the St. Grobian answer. This is the St. Grobian answer. This is the reasonable answer. You know, exactly. St. Thomas of Becket is an odd one. He has multiplying blood that cures all ills. Exactly. He cures literally everything. Lane? Thomas Becket will cure that. A leper? Thomas Becket will cure that. Feeling vaguely under the weather? Thomas Becket can cure that too. Losing limbs? Easy peasy. Childbirth issues? We can fix that. Need just more money? Better start hauling to Canterbury. Truly, just... Exactly. There is nothing that man cannot fix, except for his own getting beaten to death on definitely not the orders of Henry II, we swear. He only asked someone to take care of him. He didn't mean those people cudgeling him to death. What are you talking about? Oh, vote telling him to shut up? I mean, that's tempting, isn't it? It's not black magic. It is the intercession of God through whom all things are possible. Yeah, let's be safe. Andreas, I will remind you that I am the master of the scriptorium and you are a guest here. Hello. Welcome. I hope you are enjoying this. We are finally moving on with the plot after going literally everywhere else that we could. I agree, Brother Pyre. Brother Piero's work is unacceptably slow. You are insufferable, but Ruggy. Oh God, give me the patience to endure this. Please, everyone, this is my work, and I accept responsibility for it. Prior Ferenc is right. Ah! There he is, the smug bastard himself. Almost everywhere. That's true, we didn't go back into the crypt or sneak into the library, or anything of the sort. Prior Ferenc, is this mine? It must be, yes. Need to ask a medieval historian? Would be a good intro to getting a first medieval weapon for a collector piece? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't collect weapons, but there are some folks in chat who have and or do. I don't think we went to Northtown. That's fair. We have not met the doctor yet. But we'll have to wander around at our soonest opportunity. I get the sense that we'll get to meet people very soon. But yeah, I'm not much of a collector of weaponry, so obviously, right, there's a lot in, there's a a lot of variation in the reproduction weapon market, and depending on what period you're interested in, things are going to look very different, right? If you want a Zweihander, that's going to be different than if you're looking for a 13th century arming sword, than if you're looking for a rapier, than if you're looking for whatever. But Wolfie 1066 happens to have very many weapons, so... And there's a few other folks in the chat that do collect as well, so you should talk to them. Also, Agalias, nosing another miracle of Thomas Becket, there was a woman who had, I think, a toothache after eating cherries. She, took some blood from Thomas Becket somehow, and, drank it, and then, or rubbed it on the thing, and spit out a worm and was cured. Good medieval medicine right there. Obviously, teeth aren't supposed to hurt, and so there must be some intrusion to cause a toothache. Namely, a worm burrowing into the root of the tooth, worming around, biting things. Right? Like that is the medieval explanation for what a toothache is a worm has gotten in, and is causing harm. And so, the way you treat that is you get a big-ass needle, and you heat it up very, very hot, and you drive it in between the gum and the tooth, into the root there, and that will pierce the worm and burn it to death, thereby curing you. It also happens to be a root canal. Just saying, it happens to be a root canal, which does solve the problem. It's just they're incorrect as to what the problem was and which thing has to get burnt to death. It must be, yes. It is, my lord. I can No, I don't want excuses. I've come all this way, and I have to be honest, I expected more. It's nowhere near finished, and the style is, well, it's very old-fashioned. I thought I made my desires clear. I feel like my generosity toward Kirsta was being taken advantage of. Am I the fool in this sad story? No, of course not, my lord. Never. We can fix this, of course. We only want to accommodate you. Ah, Andreas, good to see you again. How should I respond? The abbot already seems annoyed. Just nod, don't irritate the abbot. Firmly addressing him as my lord would be appropriate. Greet him with a Christian name. You are brothers and comrades in art. The same mindset that invented earworms? I think so. I think so, though. I feel like that's a later. I feel like those get described so much later, and it's based on a sort of very metaphorical winding. It acknowledges him respectfully without being overly familiar. Father Gerna, why not have Andreas complete the rest of the illustrations? He's clearly capable. Well, my lord, why not have Brother Guy complete it? His speed is your No, I'm not talking about the script. That's fine. But the art. The illustrations. I want Andreas to do the others. Of course. I mean, if Andreas is alright with it. Well, I will do what I have to do. There we have it. I hope this allays your concerns, my lord. Excellent. By the way, Father Abbot, am I still welcome at your table? For supper? Naturally, my lord. Wonderful. I'd like Andreas to join us. My lord, I thought I could make supper plans with the Drucker family in town. Nonsense, you can eat with them any day. I'm only here for the evening. Well, Father? Aww. Well, that would be quite unusual. Unusual or not, I doubt that my good friend the Prince Bishop would deny additional guests at his table. What do you think? I understand. Yes, you're right, of course. Andreas may join us for supper. I look forward to it. God. He's so smug. I tried. I wanted to meet Bert. You had this planned. I absolutely did not. You must have put your hook in the Baron this morning when you ambushed him in town. Go to Hellfaring. Why are you mad at me? I'm trying to help. All of these are good options.
Brother Prior Andreas is not to blame for any of this. I am.
Yes, you are. And you've embarrassed me, the abbot, and the abbey. Prior Frank is right, of course. No wonder we don't get more commissions.
Gee, can you stop flattering the Prior for 1 minute?
Personas is here and so obviously. God. Anyone is the embarrassment here to you, Farring? Chat, which guy are we pissing off today? All of them, but... Oh yes, 100% making a fight breaking out. You like option 1. Yeah, I like option 1 too. But roasting ghee is a good move. Yeah. Brothers! If you please, Sisters Dana and I would prefer it if you could keep the noise down. Get that Burgundian! Yeah! Roast the Burgundian! It sounds like Samson slaying the Philistines in here. Of course. Get back to work, everyone. Well, the mood is, well, that was not wonderful, but there's nothing to be done about it now. Finish my work here, I'll march up in the laboratorium for supper at the abbot's table. Nonas, and Vespers. Well, this is bad, as it turns out. Let's go. Keep going. Dormitory seems like a good spot to go. We can go through here into the... Oh. Didn't actually want to go into the church, but that's fine. We can go from here into the cloister. My sweater is not alpaca wool. It is Icelandic sheep's wool, which is the only thing I think soft... Well, that's not true. There is one of the few things I think is, softer than alpaca wool. Yeah. Oh, hello.
Andreas, I'm so glad you'll be joining us for supper, though the circumstances are unusual to be sure. I won't be able to speak with you, none of the brothers will, but it will be good to have you with us.
Are you ready for the most awkward? Oh, 100%. That's a shame. I always enjoy our talks.
Now, the same doesn't apply to you at the abbot's table. You can talk all you like, though I wouldn't recommend it. Father Abbot does not look kindly on idle chatter.
I hope I don't make a fool of myself. These people are way above my station. Anyway, I'm sorry for how the prior treated you. It's not fair. It's humiliating.
Oh, no, son. There's no need to worry about me or my pride. And we all need a table of humility from time to time to keep our feet on, or a taste of humility from time to time to keep our feet on this earth. No, Andreas, you are my pride. I cannot claim to have taught you much, but I am proud to have known you and your work. And when you leave all of us at Hirsau Abbey behind, to call upon your friend Lawrence, the Baron Morfogel, to help you in your career. Aww. Don't trouble yourself over it. Time passes for us all. Things change. The future will ride over the present. You need not fear it, any of it, so long as you remain true to yourself and God. Now I must hurry to the refectory to join my brothers. I will see you inside.
And washing, because duh. By the way, this is likely that this is fed by the same spring water as the waterfall. Right, so some combination of snow melt and spring water that is just being piped in and is just constantly running, and it is great. Alright, we're going into the refectory. Refectory. Oh boy. Yeah, this promises. Andreas, glad you could join us. Thank you, my lord. Father Gurno, Father Thomas, Friar Farring.
Simon Peter answered, "You are the Messiah, the Son of the living God."
Oh, the Gospel of Matthew. Wonderful.
Jesus replied, "Blessed are you, Simon, son of Jonah, for this was not revealed to you by flesh and blood, but by my Father in heaven. And I tell you, you are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church, and the gates of Hades will not overcome it."
Yes, Matthew is reading Matthew. Have you read Matthew much, Andreas?
"I will give you the keys of the kingdom of heaven. Whatever you find on earth, whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven, and whatever you loose on earth will be loosed in heaven."
You're back? What's happened till we talked to Small Paul? Rothvogel invited us to dinner. We had to betray the sweet boy Bert. And we are currently having a very monastic dinner.
Then he ordered his disciples not to tell anyone that he was the Messiah.
Whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. That reminds me, Father Gurno.
No! You can't! No.
Oh no!
It hasn't been officially declared heresy yet. He's just very close to it.
That's perfect monastic small talk smile. As I say, I'm also now. Yep. I can't say that. He has some incredible ideas about the church. Brilliant, I think.
My lord, is this meal to your liking? I believe I remember you enjoying our quail on your last visit.
Wait, sorry. I need to stop. Look at Farring's face. Look at Thomas's face. Look at Edoc's face. Look at Guy's face. I don't remember some of these other folks. Look at Sedat's face. Look at, oh, who is it? The singer. Everyone is just freaking shook. The Quail! My god, Father Ab, the Quail's fine, but don't you think Luther's ideas are worth discussing? He's talking about the future of the church, shaking up things up in a way I don't think we've seen before. Read again. Yes. And this is the cellarer. It's, oh yeah, Voislav. The cellarer, with the sideburns. Father Thomas, you see value in those ideas, do you not?
My lord, I mean no offense, but I do not.
Do we know? I don't think we know who it is in the eye patch. Florian? Florian. Brother Matthew, yes? How appropriate. What are your thoughts on Luther's attacks on the church's sale of indulgences?
Baron, please do not involve the other brothers in this conversation.
Fine. What about Andreas? Surely a man who attended the same university as Martin Luther can spare some thoughts on his work.
Yeah, we did maybe go to the same university. He's really put me in a difficult position. No! Save me! Save me. I love that Socrates and Grobian are on the same page. And he's just like, nah. Andreas is like, the voices in my head are telling me I should do this. But nah, luckily this doesn't matter, so we're gonna see what's hell. This doesn't seem like the most prudent attitude at the moment. Gremlin and Brain Cell. Piano doesn't seem too shook. Piano. But I like Sedat. Right? I don't want to piss off Sedat, so, to Andreas? I expected more of you. Hey, no Shakespeare references. Shakespeare hasn't been born yet. Look, he's got the infinite eyebrow. Enough! Lord Rolfvogel, you are our guest and held in high esteem, but you have worn out my patience. This is actually fine. While this is bad politics, the abbot does have the supreme authority for guests in the abbey, and so him being like, nah, we're not doing this, is fine. You will not be discussing Luther's work with Andreas, Thomas, Matthew, or with any other brother. Is that clear? I suppose, Father, it is your abbey, but you're taking too much offense at this, and you're far too afraid to change. Whether it's from Luther or someone else, reform is coming to the church. You had better accept it. What? God, the ink splatter is so good. Neither you nor Martin Luther dictate change to the Holy Church on their will. This talk is beyond insulting. It's blasphemous. Outrageous. How dare you? I see. I have overstepped my bounds, and I suppose I have ruined everyone's supper. My apologies. In spite of this unpleasantness, I will make good on my manuscript payment and the donation of my copy of Historia Tassiae. If you cannot accept what the future will bring, perhaps it's time for you to come to terms with your past. No! Well, no need to overstay my welcomes. Fathers, brothers, Andreas. Good night. Thank you, Andreas, for not letting him engage you in his debate. No good would have come of it. Now then, I must ask you to leave so I can speak to the brothers in chamber privately. Brother Piero, please accompany Andreas out. Oh! I will take my leave as well. Good night. Hell. Aw, I know. Don't worry about Father down now in the Baron. I'm sure it will all be fine by morning. I hope Father Abbot can see that the Baron's heart is in the right place, even if he picked the wrong time. Piero, are you based? Based, Piero? I think the Baron should apologize if he wants to be forgiven. That seems unlikely. Right, maybe so, but we must never lose hope. In any case, I do hope the Baron respects the Abbot's wishes for the rest of his stay, for everyone's sake. Brother Piero, what do you think of Martin Luther's ideas? That is for younger and wiser men than me to decide. I am just a monk, thank God. Good night, my son. Compline! The last of the hours of the night. I should get some sleep. What a day, Chad. What a day. Huh. There's a lamp still burning in the guest house.
Lawrence must be awake. I wonder how he's doing. What was he thinking? He's a baron, but he couldn't have expected that to go well. The storm doesn't seem to be letting up anytime soon. Poor night for stargazing. Should get back to the gardens. Look, we betrayed Bert to get absolutely steamrolled. Huh? Ah!
Are you all right, Master Mahler?
Believe that I may have just seen the physical manifestation of
The ghost?
Yes?
It could be a Roman. Maybe even an old pagan. Wouldn't be the first time people are seeing ghosts around these parts.
I don't think... Have you ever seen them?
Mm-hmm. Usually around the ruins. Who knows how many restless Romans lie beneath these stones? Well, I think I found Johann's last sheep. I'm going to head home. Take care, Master Mahler.
You too. We all know the ghost, yeah. We're chill with the ghost. We vibe with the ghost around these parts. Friendly. It's a friendly friend. Ah! No! Pale horse! Pale horse, Stevie on the floor! Or, still on the floor. Matins! Matins! The pale horse! Death! Monastic prayer corresponding to 2 a.m. It's the nightly prayer. Sister, listen to my voice. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Yes. Yes, Father. I hear you. Am I here? Is this now? Yes, you are with us. And this is now. I apologize, Andreas. I imagine it must have been quite alarming. Shield, right?
She is, yes. Sister Amelie is a mystic, gifted with visions when God sees fit to give her one.
Is she also an anchorite? She doesn't have to be both, but she could be both. But yes, mystic. Mysticism. Visions. Yay!
Some are more frightening than others.
What is she doing? Does she live in the church?
Or she lives there, yes. I'm a little surprised you haven't noticed her before.
Is she an anchorite?
If you came to Mass more often, you would see that I give her communion through a
Yes, she is an anchorite. Called it. Anchorite is a specific form of mysticism that I believe it starts getting popular around... I think it's as early as like the 9th or 10th or late antiquity. It might be really old. Regardless, it's a form of usually female mystical cleric or clerical mysticism, depending on how you want to read that, where the woman will remain enclosed in a small location, some sort of cell, and not leave there, spending her entire, well, ideally life, but more realistically, you know, however long she endures, in complete, effectively sensory deprivation in order to achieve a closer relationship with the divine through perpetual contemplation and sort of physical deprivement. Yeah. Confessor of anchorites do have a lot of political power, because anchorites, right, the idea is this deprivation will cause visions that will have divine revelations that then potentially have to be interpreted and transmitted through the confessor. It is a bonkers mystical sect, or it's not really even a sect, mystical movement, and we love to see it represented. Herself? She is an anchoress. A religious hermit so devoted to God that she has enclosed herself in a cell next to the church. She is dead to the world, but continues a life of prayer and religious contemplation. And sometimes, ever so rarely, she receives great and terrible visions. Is she local to Tassing, or is she a nun of Kinsau?
Neither. She came here from a Benedictine abbey in Lower Bavaria after it burned down. I am her confessor and caretaker. Many anchoresses are not literate. I write down her visions to help interpret them.
I thought all the monks and nuns of Kinsau could read, even poor brother Volkbert.
Thank you, Father Thomas. I must rest now.
Oh, illiterate. It has now changed.
Of course, sister.
Sounds like she's in a great deal of pain.
She is. She feels a pain that is both physical and spiritual. Her spiritual pain comes from her revelations. They come and go. I try to address them as best I can. The physical pain comes from a deformity or ow.
Ow. I have scoliosis. I approve this message.
I know of no cure for that, save prayer to the Almighty.
Sister Only was saying she had a vision of death. Could someone be in danger?
Oh no, don't rush to judgment. Her visions are divine and powerful, but they could have many meanings. Some of her revelations take years to comprehend. Some may never be understood at all, as God wills it.
Chad. This is a direct name of the rose borrowing. This one's gonna come true immediately.
Still, the argument at dinner was quite troubling. Perhaps it has cast a shadow over our thoughts.
Maybe the joint thing is rheumatoid arthritis? Definitely possible. It could also be a lot of other things.
Now then, the good sister appears to have fallen back to sleep. I must prepare for bed myself. Good night, Andreas.
Good night, Father. Alright, well. Back to bed. Drucha House, Central Town. Pet slow. Slow. Meow. Kitty. North Town. We have not been here yet. There's not a lot to do here right this second, I fear. More ruins? I wonder if they're from the old Roman colony. The Stoltz house. Tassing is lovely to have so much wound work naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. Hey, at least they're not jumping to this as a sign of the end times, or else we'll call it the Inquisition, as though, calling us having isn't exactly the kind of thing that brings in the Inquisition. Like they do in Name of the Rose. Exactly. Chat. You'll have to redeem some channel points to hear about that, but, you know. Andre Schmidt's Smithy. So much smaller than the one he used at the Abbey. But not tonight. We're almost done with stream. Don't hit me with the spicy takes tonight. No! Damn it. Raptorus! Fine. Here we go. No, you committed. Here we go. So, Jack, remember the very beginning of the game when we had to erase a manuscript page? And I was like, oh yeah, in the beginning was the word at verbum, erat apud deum, at verbum, erat deum. Right. Turns out, it's not John, it is John 1:1, but it was not a Bible. I was concerned about that, because usually making a palimpsest out of the Bible, kinda spooky. Yeah, it's a Latin rendition of the opening words of the Name of the Rose. So we are literally writing over, creating a palimpsest between this game and Umberto Eco's The Name of the Rose. Absolutely goddamn based on this game. So this is like a bull goddamn argument, right? As the years turns on, this game effectively builds on, but literally overwrites and supplants The Name of the Rose. The spicy take is thus far, I think it is a strict improvement over The Name of the Rose. I've been reading The Name of the Rose parallel to these streams. I'm really liking The Name of the Rose. I'm liking this game significantly more. It is not... Right, the thing is, Umberto Eco's there's two things that I think that are making this better than Umberto Eco's book. The first is late medieval culture is intensely visual, right? And Umberto Eco can only work in words. And so has these long, incredible digressions where he perfectly nails the argumentative style of the 14th century, but has tons of visual description that he just has a really hard time meaningfully explaining, right? It's just in full page paragraphs of visual description. This game still modernizes the argumentative style somewhat, doesn't really lean into how florid the argumentative style of the 16th century is, but instead portrays the visual culture phenomenally, right? And portrays the visual culture as something, right, with lots of continuity, a lot of diversity, and a lot of material nuance in the imagination as well as on paper or parchment. It does that perfectly. The other thing that I think is a strict improvement is that Umberto Eco does not agree with a lot of the things characters in The Name of the Rose say. However, because he is quote-unquote doing a translation, he's doing a translation of a 17th century Gothic translation of a 14th century Latin, Gothic, I mean Gothic like vulgar French, manuscript of a 14th century Latin manuscript written by Brother Abso, the main character of The Name of the Rose. Now, being the 14th century and monastic culture, right, it's misogynist, it's incredibly misogynistic, it's quite homophobic, even though, and, you know, weirdly pederastic as well, so we don't love any of that. And Umberto Eco does not agree with it. It's pretty clear he doesn't agree with it, but he doesn't interpolate things to say, no, do not do that. We do not agree, this is a shitty take. This game does. This game is willing to go the distance and say when the takes are shitty and have specific sequences that maybe aren't super duper, like, this isn't real interaction that could have happened, but much better communicates the broad discursive trends that are circulating in Europe at this time. And so, I think those two things make this, thus far, a strict improvement over The Name of the Rose, and therefore completely justifying the claim of, you know, let's scrape it away and let's overwrite it. There's our spicy take. Now we need an ice cold take, a nitpick, and a compliment because you all just can't let me be. We can't just have one take, we must have 7 takes at the same time. Fine. Is it an ice cold take to just say game good? Please, can it be an ice cold take to say game good? That's not an interpretation of anything. That's not, like, actually a useful take. Compliment. Everyone is sleeping on the same 2.5 beds. Right. This is good. This is good. This is about how much space early modern houses would have, and everyone would just kind of curl up and sleep on each other, and the fact that they've dedicated the entire thing to us, the wealthy guest, or the entire upper floor to us, the wealthy guest, is perfect. Wow. Good compliment. A nitpick is that while these pigs are good, they're actually still too large. They're still slightly too large, but they, and one of, right, pigs are usually not pink in this period. I don't know, that's out of the question by the 16th century that we start having pink pigs, but this brown, or this black and white kind of speckled one is much more right. What it does communicate is that they're a little bit cute, but also evil bastards. They're a bit chunker, aren't they? So there's our nitpick. Pigs could be slightly... They're very marginalia styled, but they're not the most... I think you could trim them down a little bit more with fine. I mean, another, I think, ice cold take, though, is that a lot of these styles of very, right, material, illumination around the mise en page here, is actually still spot on. Right, I pulled up the Rocket Cats, and it was like, oh yes, these are 16th century. I mean, sure, if they're 16th century, they're 16th century. So they're right in the time period of this game. So, the fact that they are highlighting the continuity of this high-status, gothic manuscript production with lavish illumination as being a long 15th/16th century things, right, that is, even though we think of this as, like, medieval, and our medieval marginalia, it's also, right, well within scholarly consensus to have all of these sort of things compiled on the bottom of a 16th century manuscript. Now, let's check some stuff. The Picatrix, Key of Solomon, the Heptameron. Private Parent keeps giving me all these books to read. Why? Why is he giving you a Key of Solomon? How did you persuade him to give you a Key of Solomon? Alright. It's getting late. I should get some rest. Let's go to sleep. Oh, good. We have a nightcap. And we go weird stretches. And it's raining, and the water's dripping. And Madden's, and Prime. Oh, we just fully slept past dawn. Oops. Time to get back to work, indeed. We believe we also just got a save. Last save 9 seconds ago. Those are all very mystical, culty books, yes. So, that was our stream for the day. We have now headed to the next dawn. I'm sure nothing bad happened that night whatsoever. Nothing bad happened. We promise. This game just has vibes, no plot, right? Right. It's not based on a murder horror, like semi-horror murder mystery story. What? No. No. Come on. Anyway. This wraps up our stream for the day, so if you enjoyed this and are watching and have not done so yet, do make sure you are followed. It does mean a lot, it helps us keep this going. Also, do make sure you join us in Discord, or consider supporting, oops, double posted there, or consider heading over to patreon.com/LittleHistory to support the channel for as little as $2 a month. The support is super appreciated, it is what makes these streams possible. And, I mean, I'm having such a blast with this game. Having such an incredible good time with this game. So, if you are watching, we'll be back in a couple of days. Can't stream tomorrow, but we will be back on Tuesday with more Pentiment. So, until then, I hope you all have a completely murder-free prime terror-shaped sex known as Vespers, Compliment, and Madness. Right, a good all of the hours of the day, and all of the days of the week, and we will see you next time right here, same channel, same place. Alright, good night everyone.